This is Austin Line Radio.
Clear? Brother right here had a question.
I be hearing like the Christians, they be like trying to explain the bill of divorce, like they say we got the bill of divorce, give them a bill of
divorce.
Yeah,
okay,
divorce. So they were saying like, do we gotta get a marriage certificate to get married to a wife, or do we go to about the other way? I'm probably explaining it wrong, but sometimes they say the bill of divorce. It's described that we had to get a marriage license from a priest or something like that. Like say when you get married, we gotta go sign a piece of paper or something like that. Do we need a bill of divorce like when we get divorced?
Well,
how did that go?
Okay, here's how it goes. First of all, and I'm gonna reach real far here. Y'all bear with me. If you go get married based on a marriage license, meaning this is the reason you're going to get married. This is the reason you're going to get a license. You're going to get a license because to you, this license is how you are married. If you go and do that, you are breaking the law. Now, if you go and get married, let's say, you and your wife got real estate. Your wife says, look, we getting together. I got, $1 million worth of real estate. I don't want somebody else to take my real estate. So the only way for you to get this real estate is I need to go get this marriage license. Then go get the license, because then you're getting this license to work on this real estate. Don't go get the license to marry a woman. Like the idea of getting a license to go marry to get your woman, what does that really say?
The woman might just want to marry us.
No, not so much that, but what does it say about you?
You had to go to the so-called white man.
You got to go to your master to get your woman. You understand? Like plenty of times we've had plenty of cases. Q, you get me right on this. We've had plenty of cases where brother, because of their situation, and for a while before Obama, a lot of brothers couldn't get health care. They had some blue collar job. There was no health care. Their rib had a nice office job with health care. So sometimes they had to go down and get that paper just to, get that health care straightened out. But if you're going down to get that piece of paper because you think that makes you married, or because your woman makes you married, you setting yourself up for disaster. You setting yourself up for disaster. And this is something General Muhammad always brings out in his class that is so right and deep. That if a piece of paper from City Hall says you're married, but you giving your body to a man doesn't, something's wrong.
Right.
That's a General Muhammad quote. Like you go in a bedroom, take off all your clothes, expose your entire body to a man. He have sex with you, and you get up and be like, well, we ain't married, nigga. Order takeout. Isn't there something wrong?
Right.
But you go down and get this paper from your slave master. And here's the thing about a marriage. A marriage is secular, meaning from City Hall. It's secular. You go get that piece of paper, you are actually signing a contract according to City Hall. Right. A contract is not based on the Lord's law. And once again, becoming an Israelite and getting an Israelite sister is such a blessing, because then your marriage is really in the Lord's hands, not in her belief that this paper makes me married to you. And what is the spirit of the paper? What's the spirit of that paper? Anybody? Brother right here.
Want to control you.
Say again?
They want to control you.
You're right. Like the spirit of that paper is to give you a marriage that's in this world, to give you to really tie you to a contract that is going to set you up to destroy your marriage. Because of course, now an ignorant woman is going to put burdens on you that is ridiculous and try to demand things that is ridiculous. And of course, you're going to rebel against it, which is going to lead to disaster. Okay. And so Esau want the contract also to oppress you. What happens? What's happening in the child support court every day?
Right.
Now, I'll give you a Yahanna quote. All right. You could buy a house right now for $1 million. Get a mortgage for that house. Put $100,000 down. You owe $900,000 for the house, right? You stay in the house for a few months, and you call the bank up and say, "I can't pay for this house. Screw y'all. I'm out." You could walk away from that $900,000 that you owe them, and they will not lock you up.
Right.
But if you miss two $25 payments down at child support court, not only are they going to lock you up, but the judge is going to give you a tirade like you are public enemy number one. And please,
And if I could, sir, they keep a cop in there down at child support just in case you try to act up.
yeah, because they know you're going to be infuriated by it. Now, in a lot of sisters' minds, I mean, if you ain't taking care of your child, then you should have to be forced to take care of your child. And listen, in the Israelite school of UPK, if you have the means to take care of your child, the council will force you to do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Here's the problem, though. If because of whatever symptom of oppression you may be going through, you cannot take care of that child, not only do you not deserve to be locked up, but we will make sure to our best ability that you don't.
That's right.
Because it is wrong. It is wrong to take a brother who doesn't have an education because he grew up in hell underneath this oppressive society and can't hold a job, and to tell him, now because you had sex with this woman and had a child, you must pay her or we're going to put you in a cage where she ain't going to get the money anyway, but we get to make you pay for not anteing up to that money. And brother, that's where brotherhood and sisterhood comes in.
That's right.
Because that's the only way to combat that. The only way to combat an oppressor who says, we're going to oppress you regardless of what ability or handicap you might have, because we want to oppress you. Bigger scheme, it's just another avenue to destroy black men. Now, here's the law. There is no law to getting married except one. When you get married by laying down with a sister.
Right.
Sex is marriage. You have sex with her, you marry her. She's yours. And now a righteous man must follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. That's your marriage certificate. Your marriage certificate is you can't leave her. Your marriage certificate is you can't defraud her from sex. Your marriage certificate is all these things that the Lord said that you're to do in a marriage with a wife. That's your marriage license. Here go your marriage license right here. This old book right here. And you seal the deal by having sex with her. And let me tell you something. As you mature in the truth, mark my word, you're going to be real skeptical after a while. Let me tell you something. Marriage without a license teaches brothers, marriage according to the Bible, teaches brothers discretion just from the rules.
Right.
Just from the rule. Just tell a brother he can't leave his woman and you're going to instantly start growing with discretion. You know what's going to happen to you? You're going to walk down the street and you're going to start looking at women. And you're going to start saying, oh, she fine. Man, why she dressed like that? I ain't marrying her. You're going to start thinking about a marriage instead of just the lust. You're going to start thinking, you're going to have a conversation with a sister and she's going to say, yeah, because if a nigga get with me, he got to do my hair, my nails. No. You'll be like, oh, you a beautiful sister, but listen, I got to catch the bus. And she going to be like, fine as I am, nigga, you walking. But you're going to start automatically getting discretion. There is no license. There is no paper. And let me tell you something. And the Most High has more respect for you than this beast. The Most High have enough respect for you to say, this man can look at a woman, learn and examine whether or not he should be with her. He can do that on his own. He don't need a paper to say, I'm going to get with this woman if he got these laws, which is what you should need. Now, Moses did give us a bill of divorce. Y'all give me the scripture where Christ said that it's done. It was never supposed to be that way.
Matthew the 19th chapter.
Because, brother, I mean, that was a rough deal. We was going through in that wilderness, and Moses gave us that divorce, but Christ said, that's not the deal. And there is no divorce. So there is no bill of divorce.
Right.
Because there is no divorce. If you divorce someone other than adultery, then you are breaking the Lord's law. Then you breaking the marriage contract because you're going against these laws. I'm sorry, go ahead.
If I may, sir, what you bring out is heavy because when you take breaking up off the table, it forces you to communicate. It forces you to deal with your problems and work them out. Because in the world, under Esau, under the so-called white man, he gives you a way out. All you got to do is just go get a divorce.
That's
just
right.
go sign the papers and you done. So it's like understanding the truth, but it makes our marriages stronger. It puts strong black men back in the households again. And so we're able to not run away from our problems that we might have with our ribs, but we're able to hit those problems like head on and be able to talk about them and then figure out how we're going to get to the next point.
Good point. And if I could add to what you're saying, the scriptures say this: unto thy husband shall be thy desire, and he shall rule over thee. I'm going to take the first half of that. The Lord has built into a woman, whether she know it or not, it's been built into a woman to look at a man based on her survival.
Right.
It's subconscious. She don't even have to think about it. It's in the back of her mind, completely programmed into her, according to the Bible. Whether she know it or not, survival. Why do women go after rich men? Don't matter what he looked like. He could be Biggie Smalls wasn't the handsomest brother. But my God, you could. I mean, when I was up in New York, I go up to a club. If he in that club, it's a million sisters trying to get into that club to get him. Brother, you had your hand up.
I was going to say, because money is a defense.
Exactly. It's security. It's safety. It's wealth. It's power. She going after it. Why does a woman go after a strong men, brothers with big muscles? Like General Muhammad. Women always chase that brother down. Everywhere we go, and sisters chasing him. Why do women go after strong men?
Protection.
Protection. It's built in them. It's subconscious. You understand? So now you have a human being who's built to look at a man for her survival. And then you make laws that allow you to sleep with her and throw her away. Now, what are you doing to her? You're telling her you better find a better way to keep that man and to survive subconsciously. And what does she do? She go out there and trap you off with child support. She find ways to get herself pregnant by you to keep you. She go to war with your other women because they are a threat to her relationship with you. So now you done created all this chaos simply by leaving this contract, the Lord's law, and adding another one. Big mistake. Big mistake. When the easier thing to do is to follow what the Lord said and make marriage forever. You take 30% of the stress out of a marriage by just telling the sister, I ain't gonna never leave you. Brothers never say that because it sounds a little soft when you first come in the truth. Right? It sounds a little, what? I ain't gonna never leave her. I'm coming to you in a second. You know what I mean? It sounds a little soft, but you don't know how much security you giving a sister by telling her that and being serious about it. You breaking 1,000 demons that's coming at her. Listen, the day the sister meets you in the back of her mind, she thinking, when this gonna end? And she testing you every month. Every month. Nigga, get out my house. Nigga, you ain't shit. Get the fuck out my house. You acting like, bitch, I've been paying this bill. What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't know she's making sure your ass ain't me. And you like a knucklehead. Well, fuck it then. I'm packing my shit up and I'm leaving. And that's exactly what she don't want you to do. He's expecting you to stand on your ground and say, whoa. No, I ain't going no goddamn way. Marriage is for life. I ain't never leaving this house. You see this wood? I'm part of the wood. When you shellac the wood next week, shellac my feet with the wood. Because I'm part of this shit too. She want to hear that. You thinking she wants you out. So you mad, fuck that bitch. Excuse my French. And you out the door, you destroying your marriage because you don't know. You don't understand when she's built that way. So when they teach us in this empire to just trample on our women, they do us a real disservice.
That's right.
Because you send a woman out there, and guess what? Every time she gets with a brother, we're We're creatures that learn. So if she sleep with a brother and he throw her away, what's the lesson she learned? She's less of value. She could lose a man that she care about. You start doing all kind of damage to her. So then what happens? She get another brother. What's the first thing in her mind? Am I gonna go through that pain I went through with the first brother? I ain't gonna take it no more. You hear them women say it all the time. I ain't taking that no more because of what happened. And then it go on and on and on and on. By the time you done met her, she done been destroyed. She don't even believe you when you say, "Babe, I'm an Israelite, and I ain't gonna never leave you." Yeah, okay. We're gonna see. You get sleep about 2 in the morning, you're gonna get hit with a can of tomato soup. Wow, nigga, why you put the clothes? You be like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you now. But really, you just being tested. That's all. You just being tested. And so, no, I'm good to what I. So you can't never leave her, and there is no bill of divorce because there is no divorce. I'm gonna read it for you right now.
Come on, Matthew 19.
And definitely, it ain't no bill of marriage. Like I said, in this hell, there have been instances where brothers had to do that for other reasons. But that's no different than anything. You got to get a business license to open up a business. We had to get a license to open up these schools. But we know under the Lord, we don't have to have no license to teach this truth. But under this secular law, you had to do that. So in certain instances, which you'll get counsel for, and you may have to, somebody dying, one spouse is dying, something has to happen with their estate or their whatever they have, stuff like that. Sometimes you have to examine that, but never for the acceptance of your woman being yours. Let me take your question first. It's on the same thing, right?
Yeah, basically on marriage. I was going to ask, would it be wise moving forward, us coming to this truth, to really start dealing with each other and setting up marriages with each other, and concerning like the writing and making the covenant concerning, I got a reference in Tazaryach, Tobit, and also in Deuteronomy when you see the tokens of the damsel of Virginia. Would it be wise to start going into those or following the things that our forefathers did?
Listen, that's exactly what we do in here. Before you touch any sister in here, you gonna get counsel. Before you even start talking to her, you gonna get permission. And listen, and they gonna know your record. Tazaryach want to know your record, and Tazaryach want to know her record. And he'll examine the situation, and then he'll give you permission to talk to her. Long words. He'll give you permission. Now, as you talk to her, you're gonna get counsel again before you get married. And then once you get married, it's all yours. And you still gonna have access to all the counsel you need while you're going through the marriage. Because a lot of times you don't find out everything. You find out sisters have had all kind of horrible things happen to them that they have become experts at hiding. And then 3 years into your marriage, she busts out with this. You like, oh my God, what do I do? But you are the Most High, which is the beautiful part. You got counselors, you got brothers, you got seasoned cats in here that will give you what you need to get her through that. And yes, all those rules we put in place. You understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm answering your question.
I was going into like what our forefathers did, like Tobit, how they made a covenant with each other in writing, and also Tazaryach, I said,
okay. Tonight I won't go into that because they'll go into it in the class. But you can do all of those things. But this is what you must remember: marriage is not a ceremony.
Right.
Weddings are a ceremony.
That's right. That's right.
Marriage is sex. That's what seals the marriage. But you can have a wedding. Listen, you got a sister, she's so bad, been down with you, hardcore, stick with you through thick and thin. Listen, swords, the band, bring some Benjamites in with the bongos. Do it up. Read the scriptures, the law, the vows, all of that, if you want. But understand that when you lay with her, that's the marriage.
That's right.
You understand? The ceremony could be any way you like, according to all those scriptures. You see what I'm saying? You follow answer it? Does that answer it?
Yeah, marriage is the final section.
Boom.
I'm sorry, laying down with the one that seals the deal.
That's the marriage.
Like a stamp.
But you can have all kind of ways. Listen, sometimes like Joseph. Joseph's wedding was real on, like the scriptures say, on this wise. He just turned around and They dealt with each other, and that was it. They didn't have a ceremony. That's why he tried to hide her. But they didn't have a ceremony. He didn't go get all the permissions like he was supposed to, or which was traditionally, you understand? But he slept with her. He was married and thought about it. Then the angel came and said, "Take thee unto thee thy wife," because he had already slept with her. See what I'm saying? So does that answer it? Okay. On the same, somebody else had their hand up before you. So y'all. I'll come back to you. Is this on the same thing, or are we going to something new?
That's the same thing.
Same thing, something new.
Something new.
Okay, same thing.
Same thing.
Come on with it.
I want to take this opportunity to bring this out, sir. There's a good brother of mine, right? And he has a wife, and the wife decided to up and leave him. Okay, she went to an organization in Israelite camp. Now, this camp knows that this woman is with a man. Now, this is a commandment breaker, correct, sir? What I said to my brother was this: that's adultery. If that woman is from that campus, if that man from that campus marrying your woman, you didn't put her away. You didn't divorce her. She just up and took her 2 feet and went to another camp. Another man laid with her. That's adultery.
Well, let me say this to you. There's no such thing as another camp.
That's right.
Let's crack that ball first. It's like you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trust my woman. No, I wouldn't even let my woman walk past the front door of a so-called Israelite school. They raping and doing all kind of madness. They not in the truth. They not even the camp.
That's right.
So the exact same things that would happen to her in a church, in a mosque, will also happen in a fake Israelite group.
That's right.
Now, here's the issue. They did commit adultery, but more importantly, she divorced him.
That's right.
You understand? And that's all he should be concerned with. She went out, she left him. If your woman leave you and sleep with another man, right or wrong, she committed adultery already.
That's right.
Now, when she go and sleep with another man and do all of that, she done already left you and doesn't believe in the truth and went into the world already.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So, okay, now some brothers can do this. You know what I mean? Some brothers can just say shalom and keep it pushing. I wish everybody could, because if a woman go out and sleep on you, I don't even know why you even want to after that.
That's right.
And it's like, you know, you made your choice, you know what I mean? And listen, and you really begin to understand when you realize that you are everything to a woman, even if she don't understand. You are everything. You are her answers. You are her protection. You are her that mind that she needs. Just look at the character of women out here. All right, women turn around and they have confessionals with their girlfriends all the time. Why are they having those confessionals? Because they need to talk to somebody about these issues they have. Who are they supposed to be talking to? You.
That's right.
You the confessional. Who's supposed to be answering them problems? You. But when you're not there, she's giving them to her girlfriend.
We supposed to be a conscience in a sense?
Not her conscience. She needs her conscience because she needs to be able to make the right decision. Like her having a conscience is important for her to make the right decision. But you are her head. You are her parent, just like Christ is to you. Like as you come into the truth, like just like the scripture said, the head of every woman is the man. The head of the man is Christ. You, as you learn this truth and you learn how to navigate through life, you start to realize that going by these scriptures is how you navigate through all the dangers, right or wrong. This is how you get with the right person, make the right decision, deal with your finance the right way, deal with the knucklehead messing with you in your hood. You doing all this based on what you learned about from Christ. Now, she needs somebody to do that with too.
Right.
Now, a lot of women, of course, according to the church, think, I'll do it with, Christ, my husband. Christ, my man. I serve Christ myself. That's a fool's idea. When what should be happening is she should be looking to you, and you should be raising her up in that way. Bear with me a second. And you should be raising her up in that way. And by doing that, she's gonna have somebody to really fix her issue. Now, When she don't have that and she leave you, she's willing to sleep with somebody else. She's the one giving up everything, not you. She's the one foolish enough to turn around and throw her life away by doing something like that. So why would you care? So I wouldn't stress the brother. If she done left him, I wouldn't even put the battery in him, because again, jealousy, every brother can't just walk away, right or wrong. Some brothers, you know, they can't handle that. You know what I mean? And it's best, you know what I mean, for them, if possible, to just walk away from it. And the Lord will give you, I mean, these women out here, they all over the place. Every woman in the supermarket is by herself. You can look in the shopping cart and see that. You know what I mean? Cheese and crackers in the damn shopping cart. You know what I mean? Forget about it. There's women everywhere, all over this place. So, and if it wasn't, brothers wouldn't be out here abusing so many women. How these brothers in the world able to abuse so many women if it ain't a bunch of women out here looking for a man? You understand? And you the one, and here's the thing. You the one brother that is not going to abuse her. You the one brother that's going to have a conscience about how you deal with her. How valuable are you? That's why the Lord said, I'm going to make a man like fine gold. You like fine gold. You the one brother that's going to be like, I'm not going to do every evil thing to her that 20 other brothers that she had before me did to her. So if you are that brother, my God, why would you even lower your standard to even be upset if she's willing to not take that? She's willing to not say, this is valuable to me. This brother here is extremely valuable to me. If she's not willing to do that, then I wouldn't even be sweating her. You know what I'm saying? It's Tazaryach. I'm a little, a little ice runs in my veins. It's Tazaryach. You know what I'm saying? Where we going? Give me a second, y'all. Let Haas get into scripture, because I talk all night. You know what I'm saying? It's Tazaryach. We got one more hour and we out of here. Can we open the door? Y'all feel a little warm? No, y'all good? Y'all know some of the sisters like they are a little warm. Right? Am I right? Warm? Warm? Yeah. Let's crack that door if we could. Go ahead.
Matthew 19, verse 7. They said to him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts.
And this is what's deep. This is what's deep. He said, because of the hardness of your heart. As you come into the school and come into the truth, you got to try your best to shed all the things that women have done to you too. Because you need to be brand new to help this sister. Otherwise, your heart going to be hard. She going to do the same things your ex did. She going to try to anyway. When those things happen, you're going to have to be strong enough to not harden your heart against her. Who knows what harden your heart against somebody means? Anybody raise your hand? Go ahead, Al.
Hold on. Whatever they do, if it ain't in what you want or what you feeling, you push them off quick.
Yeah, like you become hard. You too stiff on her. You holding her to the fire all the time because you got anger and hatred for her. You gotta punish her if necessary, but you gotta also forgive her too. You understand what I'm saying? So they got hardened because them sisters, once again, captivity does that to you. Like when they came out of Egypt, after Egypt had screwed us over for 400 years, them sisters was a mess in that wilderness, man. And as a result, them brothers was so angry. Now that the Egyptian law was gone, they was furious with these sisters. They was sleeping around, this, that, all the other stuff that they had learned in Egypt. These brothers had like zero tolerance for. So Moses, being wise, said, rather than have these brothers chop all these women's heads off, let me give them a bill of divorce and let the woman go out. Otherwise, because that's what would happen. If we left out of America the 12 tribes, you may not realize if the Esau took his law away, all this evil that you see, TV, they burn it down. BET, they burn it down. They be killing there be cats going in there killing everybody in the damn club. Every woman with a skirt above her knees, he be killing them. They'd be furious. You hear all them stories of them fathers whose daughter, she 12 years old, got a cell phone, sending naked pictures to somebody and all that. He smashed the cell phone. Cops come in and lock him up. Right. He go upside her head because he's so mad. Cops lock him up. Meanwhile, his daughter sending naked pictures on the damn internet all across the world. And so now, imagine if that law get removed. That father gonna be killing that daughter because she don't know better. So Moses put that law in. Get that bill of divorce so you don't go, you don't wipe out all the damn women. So Christ is explaining that he had to do that back then. Go ahead.
Suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so.
Man, it was not so from the beginning. Under the law, under Melchizedek, under the order that was given down to Abraham. It was not that way when it came to a sister in the truth. You did not put her away. And let me tell you something, Ma. It's a good feeling. Let me tell you something. It's a good feeling to conquer a woman. And I ain't just talking about sex. That's the sex part was small. You gonna conquer a woman, you done did it 1,000 times. You done convinced her to have sex with you. And that you've done it and you good at it. You smooth and suave bowler. But can you convince a sister to stand with you with the Lord? Can you convince a sister to be down with the Most High and seek his kingdom with you?
Right.
Oh, now you got something. You got some game now. You understand? You got some game. Can I give one scripture on it, y'all? And I'm coming back. Give me that, if y'all can pull this for me. Give me that scripture where the Lord said, he shall be known in the gates. Virtuous woman, I think it's in the Proverbs. Give me that one, just that verse. I'm going to show you this one verse about how when you get on that level, man, you're going to feel good. You know what I mean? When brothers come over my house, and they walk up in my house, and I turn to my rib, and I learned this from the brother. And I turned to my rib and I said, babe, get the brother some waters. And she get up and bring them all waters and cold drinks. I sit back like, God damn, I feel good. I feel, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a badass. You understand? Like there's another level. And listen, and I feel good when she bitch about fixing her car. You supposed to be the man in the house. What's wrong? Baby, I'm gonna get that. I'm calling up Yaquab, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Shots jammed up. What can you do for a brother? You know what I'm saying? Because she been down with me. I got more than a sexual matter. Right. I got a spiritual matter. I don't have to compromise these laws no more. Right. I can feel good about being an Israelite. And I won my sister out the world with me. We fight every TV show, every movie with the man and the woman. They always them against the world. Yeah, right or wrong. Right. You get to live it for real. Right. You get to for real live. Me and her, we battling this evil world for Christ's kingdom. And brother, it makes her life 10 times better. That's right. Her life be 10 times better. My wife blow up my phone about everything. Should we get the organic eggs or should we get the grass fed? I'd be like, no, listen, look for the flat plane so and so to the such and such. Yeah, and get some goat cheese with that too. It makes for a wonderful marriage. You understand? You was gonna say something on the salon?
I'm trying to set up over here.
No, do it, Desire One. No, this goes wrong, baby.
You're so right, sir. You know what I mean? And I remember General Yahanna said it, and it stuck with me. It's like it's no other better feeling than a woman that can make you feel like a king in captivity.
It's an amazing feat. And here's the amazing part. You haven't seen a woman until you've seen an Israelite sister go whole heart. You done seen something there. You understand? Like that scripture that says she put on her womanly charm. She had the king of Syria eating out her hand. You know what I mean? She put that womanly charm on. Nobody do it better. Listen, you know if homosexuals mimic not Chinese women, not white women, homosexuals mimic black women. You know she got a vibe coming off of her. And Latino women as well. And Native Indian women as well. So there's something in her that's amazing that has not been brought out. It has not been brought out to the forefront because of all the madness that we've gone through in this kingdom. And you got to be able to bring it forth. And let me tell you, I'll go on to read the scripture on this. I'm gonna get off this question.
Proverbs 31.
About him at 8:30. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Proverbs 31, verse 23. Her husband is known in the gate when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Right. No, go ahead. This is the same. Right. Can you give me one verse above it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. She maketh herself covering the tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple.
This is a woman that know how to dress without spending a lot of money. You know, some of them sisters know how to shop in the thrift store and BY. Not that one that they trying to get you to go after. That one that's on that TV set, that's a monster. They created that monster. They created that monster to set the standard for you so you could be overthrown. When the Lord got a better standard, and you can get that standard, but you got to create it the way the Lord had to create you. He had to wake you up, pull you out the world, give you the truth. Guess what you should be? You should be able to do that with another sister. And if you're able to do that with a sister, man, you got something. You got something. Listen, some sisters, let me tell you something. You got sisters who have been raped, molested, have had horrible lives, have gone through 10 relationships, never mentioned it one, and will lie to you if you ask them. Sis, you ever been molested? Hell no. No nigga never touched this. Been molested by a father, uncle, church leader, this, that, and you will never know it. But if you could really be down with her in the truth, then she just might trust you enough to let you know. And if she does, and you are wise, you may just be able to heal her. And if you heal her, you'll be the greatest thing to her that ever existed. Because you'll be the one brother that can take away all that pain that she done been through. And I'm gonna go another step. A serious sister on the other side could deliver a twisted up brother. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture said, by the chaste conversations of the wives, they convince the husband. You got a lot of brothers that's deeply damaged, been through all kinds of stuff. But a righteous sister, a brother is hard to run away from her. He hard pressed to just throw her to the curb. And he might even walk out once or twice, but he come right back because of what's inside that sister. And she will get him on the right track if she understands these scriptures the right way. And before you know it, man, we got everything back. All it is that these things have been stolen from us being in this kingdom. And that's what caused that divorce. Go ahead, Al. Same topic.
Same topic of marriage.
Please.
Now with brothers and sisters that was in the world, and then they came into the faith. How do we deal with brothers and sisters that basically got, if you want to say married, lay down with each other, boyfriend, girlfriend, did their little thing, and then they came into the world. But there's a history of both of them having past relationships. How do we deal with that? When we say y'all came in this truth, y'all can't be with each other because y'all past relationships, y'all dealing with other people, that's adultery. How are we?
Okay, let me understand. You both in the world at first.
You dealt with other people.
You dealt with other people. You in relationships with other people, or you not in relationships with other people in this case.
Laying down with other people, like both okay. Of y'all being hormones.
Yeah, okay, I understand that part. But more I'm concerned with is, are both of you in the world before you came in? Were both of you also sleeping with each other?
Yes.
Okay, so I understand that. Many cases like that. Brother and a woman, they sleeping together, but both of them is also sleep with other people. They cool with it because that's how the world think. And then now both of y'all walk inside the truth. Now it's time to look at this situation. Now, at that moment that the both of you walk into the truth, first of all, the first thing you got to know is she ready to not sleep with anybody else? And if she say, I'm ready to not sleep with nobody else but you, then that woman is on the road to being born again. And she's going to be a virgin to you because she's now coming to truth. She cut off her whoring in the world, but she is sleeping with you or whatever brother. You and her are married. Now you ain't doing the things that you did in the world. She starts brand new. She's a virgin. Then the same with you. Those women that you, now it's a little different with you. Those women you sleeping with are also your wives. And now you have to go to each one of those wives and start to establish that you and me gonna sleep together as in a relationship according to the Lord, but you're not gonna sleep with nobody else. Now, some of them women gonna be like, man, we always been this swinging like this. I ain't changing nothing. Then you know you got to cut her loose.
Right.
But if she say, why are you saying this? I'm just hypothetical. Why are you asking me this? Because I learned in the scriptures we've been doing this wrong. This is how we supposed to do this. And she'd be like, okay, I'm gonna come check it out. I'm gonna learn. Then that's gonna be your wife also. and the other one, and the other one, and the other one, and whoever, how many of them you've been sleeping with, those are all your wives, unless from that point on, they go sleep with another man or they reject what it is that you're saying, then am I using this mic? Is this actually active? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool. I just want to know. I just keep saying it up. Yes, then from that moment, then that woman is, you got to cut her loose if she's going to be a whore. You understand what I'm saying? So it applies exactly like it is. You walk in the door, she walk in there with you, even though she been a hoe. She walk in there with you, she's your wife. Because you sleeping with her. Now she can stop being a hoe, become brand new, or she could be like, nah, that ain't for me. Walk back out the door, she's gone, she ain't no longer yours. The one that stays she is with you, that's your wife. And then you build from there. You know what I mean? And it ain't always perfect. Take time because this is a big transition from the life she did live and the life you did live. But I see brothers and sisters do it all the time. Some sisters walk through here. When you get up in that Passover, you're going to see some sisters. You're going to say, oh my God, she's so beautiful. She got a veil on and she looks so innocent and wholesome. And right before you marry her, she's going to say, I got to confess to you, you know, I used to be a big time stripper, man. I used to sell his ass all the time. You're going to be like, and you're going to have to forgive her for it. You understand? Because you be on a new page in a new day. You know what I'm saying? And so just like you came out the world, you got brothers that come out the world that did all kind of horrible things. But they coming in the truth now. They're going to be brand new. You got to start fresh with them. You know what I'm saying? So does that answer it for you?
It does.
This is Cross the Line Radio.